Hello, my fellow chipmunks. This is Chipmunk Speaks TM, aka Allura G. Why should you listen to me? I am glad you asked. I have a bachelor's in psychology, and I am getting my master's in social work. This video is going to be the start of a new series called the DSM-5 and its wacky disorders in a mini-part series. This first video is going to be about the disorder of khyalattacks. That's Khyal attacks. Links to the citations are in the information section below. Comment what you would like to talk about next. Like and subscribe. In the 2010 article, Khyâl attacks a key idiom of distress among traumatized Cambodia refugees, Culture, Medicine, and Psychiatry by Hinton et al., traumatized Cambodian refugees with PTSD often complain of Khyâl attacks. The current study investigates Khyâl attacks from multiple perspectives and examines the validity of a model of how Khyâl attacks are generated. The study found that Khyâl attacks had commonly been experienced in the previous 4 weeks and that their severity was strongly correlated with the severity of PTSD, or PTSD checklist. It was found that Khyâl attacks were triggered by various processes, such as worry, trauma recall, standing up, going to a mall, and that Khyâl attacks almost always met panic attack criteria. It was also found that during a Khyâl attack, there was great fear that death might occur from bodily dysfunction. It was likewise found that a complex nosology of Khyâl attacks exists that rates the attacks on a scale of severity, that the severity determines how the Khyâl attacks should be treated, and that those treatments are often complex. As illustrated by the article, Khyâl attacks constitute a key aspect of trauma ontology in this group, a culturally specific experience of anxiety and trauma-related disorder. It's otherwise known as Khyâl cap, or wind attacks. It is a syndrome found among Cambodians in the United States and Cambodia. Common symptoms include of those panic attacks such as dizziness, palpitations, shortness of breath, and cold extremities, as well as other symptoms of anxiety and autonomic arousal, i.e. tinnitus and neck soreness. Khyâl attacks include catastrophic cognitions centered on the concern that khyâl, a wind-like substance, might rise in the body along with blood and cause a range of serious effects, i.e. compressing the lungs to cause shortness of breath and asphyxia, and entering the cranium to cause tinnitus, dizziness, blurry vision, and a fatal syncope. Khyâl attacks may occur without warning, but are frequently brought about by triggers such as worrisome thoughts, standing up, i.e. orthostasis, specific orders with negative associations, and agoraphobic type cues like going to crowded spaces or riding in a car. Khyâl attacks usually meet panic attack criteria and may shape the experience of other anxiety and trauma and stress-related disorders. Khyâl attacks may be associated with considerable disability. Some thoughts about the Khyâl attacks. There are local conceptions of physiology featuring wind-like substances, commonly referred to as khyâl by Cambodians. Khyâl is thought to normally flow throughout the body alongside blood and exit the body in several ways. On occasion, however, the typical khyâl flow is disturbed and can lead to a sudden surge of khyâl that move upwards within the body towards the head. This is often accompanied by blood and might lead to various symptoms and bodily complications. This is referred to as Khyâl, K-A-E-U-T, Khyâl, or Khyâl cap, both of which can be translated to Khyâl attack. Khyâl attacks can be induced by mental states or events, but can also occur randomly. In either way, it is thought that it is to have an initial onset from either hindrance of khyâl and blood flow in the limbs or in the stomach and gastrointestinal tract. Alternatively, it can also be the result of overproduction of khyâl in the stomach as a result from poor digestion. These processes can occur individually or all at the same time to cause an upward surge of khyâl and blood in the body. The triggers of Khyâl attacks can be classified into several types based on their similarity to each other. They are recognized by Cambodians as common triggers of khyalattacks as well. 1. Worry. Thoughts and worries about current life issues, i.e., finances, health, or food shortages, or are a common trigger of khyalattacks. Cambodians might worry that the act of worrying itself can weaken the body and lead to khyalattacks, which can lead to a state of hypervigilance and anxiety. The associated symptoms might then be interpreted as the beginning of a khyalattack. Number 2, PTSD symptoms. The physiological states which often accompany typical PTSD symptoms, such as nightmares or trauma recall, are interpreted as the beginning of a khyalattack. 2b, thinking a lot. This refers to when an individual is often engaged in thoughts dealing with worry, trauma recall, thoughts of separation, or actual separation from their family. Oftentimes, a combination of these thoughts occur and cause a khyalattack. Physical activity, number 3. Dizziness and other symptoms which can result from the action of standing up, rapidly turning the head, or considerable physical effort can be interpreted as the beginning of a khyalattack. Number 4. Environment. Frequent environmental triggers for khyalattacks include coming across unpleasant smells or being exposed to bad weather or sudden changes in weather. If a body is priorly weakened, it cannot cope with the abrupt changes in weather, which results in a shock of the symptom system that disrupts the usual flow of khyâl. Additionally, a weakened body has dilated pores through which khyâl can enter and trigger physiological disturbances. Symptoms such as dizziness, which are associated with traveling by car, are referred to as car poisoning, can cause khyalattacks. Alternatively, there is a phenomenon called people poisoning, which refers to the various forms of stimulation in public spaces that can cause symptoms associated with khyalattacks. Number 5, fever. Not only can khyalattacks be caused by fever, but patients also believe that khyalattacks can cause fever. This can lead to a cycle in which the fear of a khyalattack can trigger a khyalattack. Number 6, random attacks. Whenever patients unexpectedly experienced physiological symptoms relating to khyalattacks without an event or mental state that triggered it, concerns arose about the beginning of a khyalattack. This in turn led to other psychosomatic symptoms which can constitute a khyalattack. And lastly, number 7, weakness. Weakness can either cause a khyalattack or act as a mediator between actual triggers, such as the ones mentioned above, and khyalattacks. It can cause khyalattacks, for instance, through the heart, which, if weakened, does not pump blood, and khyâl through the body well. Khyalattacks can also be the result of overproduction of khyâl in a weakened stomach that struggles with proper digestion. Some thoughts about this bizarre diagnosis. I believe that this is one of the most interesting parts of the DSM-5 and should be looked into more often. In general, this is one of the most similar to panic attacks and PTSD symptoms. Well, that's all I have for today's DSM-5 wacky diagnosis, and I hope to see you guys soon. If you have a problem and you need some help, please call 988, the suicide hotline, for help. Alrighty then. It was nice talking with you guys, and I hope that you see me next time. So, good night, good afternoon, good morning, in that order specifically. Bye.